In my previous video, I talked about 5 books I recommend you read that will help you do better on sales and LinkedIn. This post's a little bit different, kind of a twist on that. It's 5 amazing books that will help you with sales and LinkedIn that aren't sales and LinkedIn books. So, sales is not just sales. It covers so many other areas as well. I'm going to talk about some of these in the books I'm going to recommend. First up is Lift Your Impact by Richard Newman. Richard's first book, You Were Born to Speak, is one of the best books I've read in public speaking. I cannot find a copy of it on my bookshelf. I think one of my clients borrowed it and hasn't given it back. That happens a lot, actually. So I don't have that with me, but Lift Your Impact is his follow-up book, and it is superb. It is about how you make a difference to others. This book is like a mixture of personal development, growth, career, strategy. It covers so many areas. It's beautifully written. It's a beautiful hardback book, and it's just a joy to read. And it's one of these books, when you read it, you think, wow, there's so much I can do that I hadn't thought about before. And that's why you read books. It's to remind you of things you forgot, but also you always hopefully get a few new ideas you can take forward. So Lift Your Impact by Richard Newman. This next book is pure coincidence. It's called Get Well, Stay Well by Gemma Newman, who's Richard's wife. I don't know Gemma as well. I met her for 2 seconds at a conference back many, many years ago, about 2019. She's a GP. She's very successful in her own right. And I came across her book, Get Well, Stay Well. And there's a lot of nutrition books out there, a lot of health books out there. What Gemma does, which I think lifts it above the others, it talks really about how it relates to your brain and to performance, how the gut relates to it as well. So it's a really good book, a very big book, a very enjoyable book to read. Has some wonderful quotes from people inside as well. And, your health is your wealth. That's the easiest way to put it. And Get Well, Stay Well by Gemma Newman is a very important read. Next up is a book on leadership. It's called The Vision Code by Oleg Kononov. Oleg is one of the top 50 leaders in the world. No matter what survey is done, Oleg Kononov's name always appears. I was lucky to meet him many months ago in Belfast when he was speaking. I couldn't miss the opportunity. I contacted him on LinkedIn. We met up. It was such a joy. He personally signed this book for me. And I'm going to read a wee passage for you that talks about leadership, I think, very beautifully. Vision is a concentration of human desires and an unwavering decision to live a valuable and meaningful life. It is a foundation for life planning, allowing one to build something solid and to be proud of. To do something really valuable and important, one must have vision. So the way that Oleg writes as well, it's a bit different. A lot of leadership books can be quite dry at times. This book is not dry. Next up, you have Content DNA by John Espirian. This book focuses heavily on personal branding, on finding your own niche. John is known as being relentlessly helpful. And if you ever talk to him, he is relentlessly helpful. I ended up being so impressed by his book, I ended up hiring him as my coach. And I've been working with him now for almost 8 months. He's not just one of the nicest people you ever meet. He's incredibly knowledgeable. And Content DNA is a book that almost every single person I know has read. It didn't become the 100,000 best-selling New York bestseller it should have become. But you know what? It's still an incredible book. And the last one is The USP Is You by Timea Kadar. Timea, I've read all her books. They're all very good. Her book on networking is especially very good. The USP Is You I like because, again, Timea is a marketeer, and she talks about marketing and personal branding. And again, marketing plays such an important part of sales in LinkedIn. Your brand plays such an important part of sales in LinkedIn. She also talks about how to connect with people like journalists, influencers, things like that. And again, a valuable book. And I was lucky to meet Timmy a few years ago in London. Again, when I read an author's book, I always reach out to the author. I promote the book, and I always try to meet them just to see what are they like in real life. It's more of a curiosity thing. And again, she was a joy to talk to, full of just the joys of life, incredibly smart and humble. And this is a superb book. So again, please buy these books, support these authors. They're not just great people. Their books are packed with value as well.